Anyway, to get off this topic, to end the podcast, because Mother has to go real quick.
Yes.
A few weeks ago, told you how Madeline, oh crap, it's late. What'd she say? Madeline, the 2-story house. She said,
yes.
She said, hey, listen, I'm
open.
I want a 2-story house in the basement. And I said, why? And she said, well, because we need to separate the kids from the man. And I'm like, oh, right, okay.
Yes.
You mean the thing that I told you 2 years ago?
No, yeah, you have to give backstory about what the backstory that is.
Right. And so...
Because you tried to convince her, right?
So when we were buying a house, I tried to convince her. I told her this. I said, listen, we can afford it right now. If we bought a 2-story house, we can separate the children upstairs. They can sleep while we can watch a show or have friends downstairs without them being disturbed, right? And so she said, no. Like,
well, that's because she grew up with a ranch, and it worked for their family.
Well, Dad said to give backstory, so I'm giving backstory. Okay. And I completely understand. It was fine. Like, we got the house we got, and it's perfect. But on this note, okay, Madeline, we're sitting in bed last night. Let me paint you a picture. I'm sitting in bed. I'm scrolling through Twitter. And she says, Harrison, my neck has just been killing me. I'm like, what's going on? She says, well, it's my pillow. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, well, I told you. I told you to get a new pillow. You know what I mean? She's like, well, I think I want yours. And I was like, oh. I was like, you want my pillow. And backstory again. I bought this pillow. It was $80, okay? It's a super nice foam pillow because I was having the same problems as Madeline. I told her, I said, my neck is killing me. I'm not getting good sleep. I'm buying this pillow. I know it's expensive, but it's going to be so worth it. Ever since then, I've slept so well, okay? It's been a dream come true. And now when I bought that, she said, you're spending $80 on a pillow? I said, well, yeah, because I think it's going to be worth it. And she said, that is ridiculous. I can't believe you're doing that. And I said, I don't know what you want me to do. She's like, that is so ridiculous. I said, okay. And so it was funny that she came to me last night and said, I want your pillow. I was like, oh, really? And then as soon as
$80.
As soon as she
slightly
said that,
used.
As soon as she said that, I said, well, I told you so. She's like, listen, Harrison. Word for word. She said, listen, Harrison, I don't want to hear it. I told you so. It was really hard for me to just say that right now. And so I said, fair enough.
Oh,
so now
I
got to buy her the pillow that I'm using, and she is gonna love it just as much as I do because it is
buy your dad one while you're at it.
I was about to say because my neck's been killing me.
It's a foam pillow. It's fantastic. And they even when you buy it, they even give you extra foam in case I don't know, like the foam.
Are you a back sleeper or a side sleeper?
I'm an all kinds of sleeper. I'm an all.
You know how I don't sleep anymore, and I haven't for years. Is on my stomach, ever.
I used to love to sleep on my stomach.
It sucks with my arm because I used to. So I will sleep on my back the majority of the time, mainly because that is the best. Like that's the fastest way I fall asleep.
Right.
But the most comfortable way for me is probably on my side, but I can't do that right now, and it's unfortunate because the most comfortable side is my left side.
Right.
And then I'll usually sleep on my stomach if I just need to like switch things around, like if I'm just too uncomfortable on my back or whatever.
Do you ever like go to sleep? I was having years ago. You go to sleep on your stomach, and you wake up and both arms are asleep, and you're just like,
well, sometimes. Well, that's happened to me so many times. Especially it hasn't happened recently.
It's like dead weight.
In high school, I'll be sleeping on my arm, and it'll just be dead weight, and I'll just be like flinging it around, like. But yeah,
Your mom and I are asleep. We never do this, but I fell asleep like on my arm over there, and I wake up like an hour later. And I was like, "What'd I do?"
It's so funny because sometimes I haven't done it recently. Actually, maybe like a few months ago, but sometimes I'll just wake up like tickling my arm. I don't know what it is. Like
you'll wake up.
Yeah, I'll just wake up like with my arm literally above my head, and I'm just. I'm just doing that. I'm like, what the heck? So I'll put it back down. It's funny, yeah.
Oh gosh.
You guys don't drool a lot while you sleep, right?
Not usually.
I think I have a problem. I drool a lot. I think I just have more. I think my salivary glands just exceed other people's salivary glands.
Maybe so.
Because I'll be sleeping and I'll just wake up and there'll just be like a pool.
There's nothing worse than waking up and you're going, flip your pillow over.
It's very good. And I've kind of made a joke out of it because sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I'll be talking and I'll just like drool. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. So like I'll make a joke with Madeline. I'll be like cuddling her, and I'll lick my tongue and then like place it on her hair. I'm like, oh babe, I totally just drooled on her hair. She's like, ew. It's like, oh, that's so gross.